This is the part of the show where SC gives us the answer to the trivia question, where we wanted to know from you, if you do, how many times RS Berkane has competed in the final of the CAF Confederations Cup. SC?
Yeah, I think it was coming, man. With the conversation we've been having about RS Berkane and their history and what they've done into the competition, they've reached the stage 4 times, which is 2018, 2019, 2019, 2020, and 2021, 2022, and 2023, 2024.
Amazing. Did you get the answer to that? They've competed in the Confederations Cup final 4 times. Well, let's see what they do this time around in the semi-finals of the Confederations Cup. Now, moving along, you know, we were consumed with the conversation of the Champions League and the fireworks that will be happening tonight, the Confederations Cup. And I forgot to give you my diamonds of the week.
Let's go.
All right, coming in at number 3 this week is Yohan Wissa. The Democratic Republic of Congo forward brought the Reds of Liverpool closer to their title dreams after scoring the equalizer against an Arsenal team mentally already in Spain. Wissa claimed the 16th goal of the season in all competitions by scoring from close range after Ghanaian midfielder Thomas Partey scored for the Champions League semi-finalists. Coming in at number 2 this week is Antoine Semenyo. Another Ghanaian international found the back of the net. Antoine Semenyo's strike after just 53 seconds proved to be a match-winning moment. Semenyo's 8th Premier League goal of the season was enough to put an end to a miserable run of 6 top-flight matches without a win for the Cherries. The victory takes Bournemouth up into 8th, a place above Fulham, and right back in the mix for European qualification. At number 1 this week is Omar Mamouche. The Egyptian forward can't seem to stop scoring these days. His energy, his skill, and natural goal-scoring instincts helped the citizens fight back from 2 goals down to beat Crystal Palace 5-2 at the Etihad Stadium. What a performance! Mamouche bagged City's 38th minute equalizer with a clinical strike for his 7th goal since arriving from the German Bundesliga in January. So those are my 3 diamonds this week. I know last week you had a problem with Andre Onana being on the list, and after reflecting some more, rightfully so. But this week, are you happy with the names?
Yeah, I am happy. I think the Egyptians have a solid player in Omar Mamouche, quite a good player. But for me, my diamond has to be Hakimi, captain of Morocco and captain of PSG. The guy is just something else. Scores in the midweek game they've played against Aston Villa in the UEFA Champions League. He's sitting at 14 games and 2 goals and 5 assists in the Champions League alone. 22 games and 4 goals and 6 assists in the league. So Hakimi, for me, is a player to look out for.
All right, now speaking of Morocco, let's talk about the Under-17 Afcon tournament, because Morocco's in the final. They're going to be facing Mali, and it's been an exciting tournament so far. Last week, we were talking about the playoffs, and officially, we now know the 10 teams that are going to be participating in the World Cup in Qatar.
Yeah, most definitely. You look at this tournament, it's been something else. It's like we're not watching 17-year-olds, man. It's like we're watching senior teams, and it's been so beautiful to see this. And Morocco is just breaking every boundary that you can imagine, man.
Yes.
Getting to this final, beating champions, former champions, I think they're doing such a great job.
So Côte d'Ivoire ended up knocking out Senegal, and they played against Morocco, 0-0 draw, went to penalties, 4-3. We saw Mali knock out Burkino Faso that had the tournament's top goal scorer, Tapsoba, a player with a bright future.
They actually knocked out my favorite team, and I was hoping that I'd see Tapsoba in the final. He's such an amazing player to see. But nonetheless, I think they've done a stellar job to find themselves in this position, and we've seen such beautiful football. I mean, that Burkina Faso and Mali game was something else. I think Mali played their game.
Yeah, and Uganda making history.
Yeah, definitely.
Uganda and Egypt, how did they find themselves qualifying for the World Cup in Qatar?
Look, I mean, they get here and they get the last 2 spots, you know, after such a horrendous tournament, if one can put it in that way, when you look at the Under-17 tournament. And they find themselves booking the last two spots, and Uganda beating the Gambia, and that was something else to look at, and it's quite interesting to see how it goes forward for them.
And Egypt?
Egypt, look, they didn't qualify for this tournament by fluke. We have to give them that. And they had a challenge in terms of getting to the World Cup. And for them to beat a team like Angola, the past week I had said Angola would win this match, if you remember.
Yes, I remember. I was coming to that.
and I mainly said based on the game that they played against South Africa. You look at Angola and South Africa play a similar style, but yes. I think Egypt has better players, has better leagues, and the players are playing in a better league. And you look at what the Gambia and Uganda game. I think Uganda just came out and said, hey, Gambia, we're going to give you something else. And this is how these two teams find themselves in this position.
Amazing. So there are two teams left. It's going to be Morocco versus Mali. And of course, everybody's going to be giving it to the tournament hosts to win this. So your quick predictions?
It's quite rhetorical. You just said it. I look at that and I say, I'm giving it to Morocco, As much as Mali put their foot out in terms of the Burkino Faso game, you look at that alone. They played against strong boys that are very intelligent, but Mali are intelligent on the ball, and that's what they bring into this game. But Morocco brings both. They bring grit and they bring intelligence into the game. So for them as hosts, I'll give them this tournament.
SC, always nice talking to you. I understand that you're going to the nearest police station for what happened to Mamelodi Sundowns in the Nedbank Cup semi-finals. Let us know next week how that goes.
When we come back here, we'll be having a different conversation about Sundowns.
They say the energy of the youth is the driving force behind progress. The youth in the Afcon Under-17 tournament have been bright reflections of African football's future. There are two teams left, but there can only be one winner. All will be revealed soon. From me and the crew behind the scenes, till next time, Ninitanda Nonke Kakulu.